if we're in an uncomfortable situation, it's just normal to feel a bit panicky and a bit nervous. It's just, the body's response to stress. But if we start to respond irrationally to things, or if we find that the anxiety doesn't go away and it starts to interfere with our lives, it may be that the anxiety itself is the problem rather than the thing we're responding to. And I think we all know the feelings of anxiety. When you're feeling uncomfortable and worried, it's a bit vague, but you kind of feel like something really horrible might happen. And it can start to mess with your concentration, can make you feel really irritable, and it can start to affect people's whole lives. There are lots of different kinds of anxiety. So, for instance, generalized anxiety, where you don't have any particular reason, you're not responding to a situation, but you just feel anxious all the time, constantly thinking that something might go wrong, and that can be very hard to cope with. Or you might have a phobia, where there's a particular thing that triggers your anxiety. So it could be heights or spiders. And people usually cope with phobias just by trying to make sure that they can avoid the trigger. If phobias become really intense, or if you have them about something you can't avoid, then they can become really serious. So for instance, with agoraphobia, the fear of being outdoors, if people end up spending days or even weeks staying inside, then they can start to have other problems, maybe even depression. Then there's panic disorders. So right out of the blue, out of nowhere, you suddenly feel totally consumed by panic. And it might even happen several times in a really short space of time. So what can you do if you think you might have anxiety problems? Well, it's worth trying to work out what your own response is. So for instance, remember the last time you had an anxiety problem and think about what your body did. Did you feel hot? Did you find your hands beginning to clench? And then the next time you find your hands clenching, or find, whatever symptom it was you spotted, try to do something to calm down. So whatever it might be, it may just be taking a few moments outside for some fresh air to clear your head, or maybe just listening to a bit of music. Whatever you think calms you down, try to do that. For really intense anxiety problems, it's worth talking things through with your doctor. There are things that you can do to help to manage the anxiety. So for instance, your doctor might suggest cognitive behavioural therapy, where you confront the negative ideas and try to replace them with positive thinking.